Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading for September 2024. I think I'm going to tell you the pre-meditation reading first of all, because if I don't, I'll probably forget. So, like Pisces, you're my third reading for today. You're the last but one. Theirs was intense. It bombarded me. Like, I say a prayer before I start the readings, and it was like I wasn't even allowed to finish the prayer because I had to literally say out loud, please just let me do the prayer. Can I do the prayer first and then I'll get, and yeah, it was intense. Yours was similar, like, whereas like when I was in the first sentence of the prayer, stuff came in. So the images I got in the pre-meditation for your reading, so I saw like a blade, like a dagger. It was all sorts of different things and words coming in. So I got dagger, blade, sword, athame. That's like a witchy term for a knife, I'm guessing, and that can be to do with boundaries. Athame, katana, like a katana sword, I believe it is, or katana knife. I saw like a sword fight. I saw someone being, when I say attacked, like if somebody tries to jab towards someone with a knife as well. I'm not predicting that this will happen necessarily. I mean, take it as you will, but it's not me. It didn't necessarily feel like a prediction. So yeah, then I saw there was like a blood brothers ritual, with using a blade to cut the finger and do a blood brothers type ritual. And then, so it was the blood brother ritual, but then it was also like a bowl on a table, like a wooden bowl on a table with a piece of paper, and there was stuff written on the paper, I don't know what. And then the blood was being dripped in on top of the paper by, I feel like it was more than one person. It may be around about two, but it was like a manifestation, blood brothers type ritual, and something got manifested. I don't know what got manifested, because all I could see once the blood went in was just massive smoke coming out of the bowl. But then I had the thought, you might manifest more than you bargained for, and that was it. So the meditation, it may be a message in itself. It may relate directly to the reading. We'll see what happens when I get the cards out. Aside from that, I just like to start the readings by asking how everyone is. How was your August? Mercury was retrograde for most of August, so how did you get on with that? I've had stories of people telling me about arguments around them, which is something that can happen in Mercury retrograde. Communication, technical glitches can happen, people coming back from the past. I know one person that's happened to. There can be stuff with paperwork as well, where they say you shouldn't sign contracts because you might miss something in the small print. Personally, I don't usually have much happen at that time. The most that happened to me this time was minor technical glitches, a few. So yeah, what was your experience? Feel free to share that. The other thing I wanted to say, so just for the readings, as I say, 4 readings, my 4 final readings today. You're the third I'm doing. I've just got one more after you, and I've said it in the other ones because it has turned out to be very significant. So I'm going to say it for yours and the last one as well. My dream last night. I'm a very vivid dreamer. Always have been. There were wasps. I thought at first I was thinking, is it bees? But it was actually wasps in my dream last night. And they were very, very big, bigger than usual, like not bigger than a human, but big. And it was the last dream I had before I woke up, and it just felt quite noticeable. So once I'd woken up, I opened my window to let in some fresh air, left the room briefly. When I came back in, there was a wasp in the window, which is not something that happens often. So it was a bit like, oh, what are you doing in here? So that may be a message in itself as well. It did connect to the other 2 readings that I did today directly. But the wasp, it could represent a spiritual guide, a spiritual meaning, whatever. The meanings I got when I looked it up very briefly, I didn't go in deep, were so protection, guardianship. It can represent a female warrior, and what was the other thing? A healer as well. If you feel like you want to look into that a bit more, then feel free. But I'm going to, as I say, I thought it's worth mentioning. So we're going to get into your cards then. So these are the decks I'm using today. We're starting off with a message from the Witch's Wisdom deck, first of all. So what do we know for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising for... I almost said August then. It's not August, it's September. I'm filming this at the very, very end of August. I usually spend a week filming the readings. When I say a week, like 5 days or so, 3 to 5 days filming, and then I have like a day or two, usually a day. I try to like put it all online in a day. So it's usually recorded around about a week in advance of being uploaded. So couple more days to the end of August, and then yeah, into September. So what do we need to know for September 2024 for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising, please? Big hands, small hands and big slippery decks do not work together very well, but I do what I can. Right, there we go. We have cycle. Oh god, you're the third sign to get that cycles card, I swear. Who else got it? It was I can't remember now. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, hang on, no, Aquarius, maybe Scorpio or Capricorn. I can't remember, but definitely Aquarius got it, I think. Right, so you've got the cycles card. So I'll say it to you. I said it in Aquarius's reading. There's a full moon in Pisces on. There's a new moon coming up soon, but there's a full moon in Pisces. I think I haven't got the calendars across the room, and I'm not going to get it now. I think the new moon is around about the 2nd, 3rd or 4th of September, without checking off the top of my head. And I believe the full moon in Pisces, it's going to be a lunar eclipse as well. A super moon and a lunar eclipse is around about the 18th of September, and that's in Pisces. That was very significant for Aquarius. So if you've got Aquarius significantly in your birth chart, you might want to look that up, because the whole Pisces thing was really, and the moon was really significant for them. It looked like it was going to be significant. So let's get your tarot cards out, and then we'll look at that moon. I should know it off by heart. I've read it so many times this week. So what else do we need to know for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising? Nope. Try that again. You've got Temperance. Not a bad card to get. And I did say there was a ritual involved, and she's doing some sort of alchemy there, isn't? Or is it? Can't even tell. They look a bit androgynous, to be honest. So, okay. What else do we need to know? Hierophant. That was really dramatic. We've got the Page of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups and the Five of Swords. I do not say this very often, if ever, but that Five of Swords is making me think of hidden enemies. Yeah, it's making me think of hidden enemies. I mean, you've got the swords there, and obviously I mentioned the blades and the sword fight and all that business at the beginning. And I will do like a general summary, look at the freestyle, look at the cards, but the position it's in here is going to be what's hidden as well. So what's unknown, or what you need to acknowledge more of. So you could have hidden enemies. I mean, it could be like, you know, like self-sabotage. That's one thing. But the first thought that came in was hidden enemies, and that's not really something that comes up a lot in my like, it's not something I tend to focus on. I focus more on what we're doing and how we can make change and whatever in our lives. So yeah. Right, let's have a look at as an overall kind of summary of the cards first of all, and then I'll get into this and I'll do everything individually. So there is an element of creation. Someone could be focused on manifesting or creating with that Temperance card. Possibly healing, but it gives more of a creating kind of vibe, balancing things out as well. So you've got the Hierophant, Page of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Five of Swords. There is a bit of an energy of being held back with the Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Swords, but a desire to move towards something different. Like the words create a new reality is coming to mind. So somebody might be wanting to create a new reality, and the time might be ripe. With the Cycles card there, it might be ripe. So for the new moon, I'm pretty sure, hopefully, you'll be able to see this reading before the new moon. You might want to set intentions for that new moon, to be honest. If you well, actually, that was in the reading, wasn't it? About the Blood Brothers ritual and manifesting, and yeah. So you might want to do a ritual for the new moon. Somebody might be planning to do a blood ritual for the new moon, to be honest. Okay. Let's get in the book and then I will do everything individually. But yeah, the creating a new reality is coming to mind here. But as I say, that is really making me think of hidden enemies, and I haven't really had that come up before for the. Although it can represent that, it's not something that I feel has come up in one of my readings. So the moon. So the gist of the message says, after an arduous journey, moon appears to indicate that you are coming to the end of a phase. Cycles begin and begin again, but in new form. Patterns repeat until the lessons have been fully understood and learned. As you step into this new phase, be expectant and full of anticipation, for you will not wish to go over old ground again. New opportunities await, so be vigilant. Outcomes lie in your hands. Call down the moon as she embraces you in her soft, luminous glow. Bathe under the pure feminine and restorative energy she immerses you with. Recharge your working crystals under her full presence and go sky-clad in honor of the triple goddess who watches over you as the moon rules your emotions. Temperance can be emotions as well, by the way. Never forget that she also lives within you as you work in conjunction with her phases, honoring at all times your new, full, and dark aspects of Maiden, Mother, and Crone. The witch's foresight says, open up to your receptive feminine side. Your emotions are ruled by the moon phases. Harness the moon's energy and understand her phases for your magical work. Work in conjunction with the triple goddess. And the moon revealed says, ancient civilizations use the moon to scry with and to predict weather patterns. The oceans of the world, cycles of nature, emotions, birds, and animals are all affected by the moon. From the new moon waxing to the full moon to the waning moon, plants and herbs as well as spell casting are all affected by and worked with each lunar phase. All right, I'm going to say it. I don't know if it is relevant for someone, but I just felt a stabbing pain in my ear then. I'm not sure what that could mean for someone, but that felt, I wasn't even going to say it. And then something was like, no, say it. I don't know why. So take that as you will. Back to that Five of Swords. So the hidden enemies. It can even be thought patterns. It can be, because it mentioned old patterns in here. It doesn't have to be a person or people. It could be old thought patterns, just something old. Like where it said you don't want to go over old ground, old cycles. It can be old cycles that are a hidden enemy. And I'm going to say something now that sounds, it's red as well, isn't it? Look, can you see that? Oh, wow, okay, because I saw a blood in the ritual, and this is red. Whatever is in there is red. It sounds weird saying it, but I guess with the moon card there, it's not that weird. There might be something for someone suffering with the menstrual issues or PMS or something like that, where you might need medical help or something, or because it has such a big impact, you might need to look into it more. That Five of Swords could even connect to that. The impact of the menstrual cycle or the pains or cramps or whatever, but that it came up, so I've got to say it, to be honest with you. Somebody might need help with that to resolve issues around that. Okay, let's begin to clarify and see. The Empress is on the bottom of the deck as well, so in terms of like the menstrual feminine issues, fertility even possibly could be coming up with that. Okay. Funnily enough, so when I said that in that premeditation reading about manifesting more than you bargained for, I don't know if it's this week or last week, somehow I kept on getting stuff come up with, I don't know if you know of the program John and Kate Plus 8, where they had 8, I can't remember, did she have 6 babies in one go? I think they had 6 kids in one go, but they already had other kids. I can't remember, but they've got loads of kids. That's the gist of it. And then that led to me looking up that Octomom that had the 8 babies, and then other stuff came up around that as well. So I don't know if somebody, like if you were trying to manifest a pregnancy, you might end up with more babies than you expected. Is coming to mind with that now, as a side note. But yeah, let's get into it. So the Temperance card. So first of all, we have the Tower. I mean, that would help to create a new reality if the old is like obliterated. So yeah, so Eight of Swords, and there's a thing about being freed, isn't there, with the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Wands. It's like being freed from something. So you might be manifesting, freeing yourself from the current reality to create a new reality, or freeing yourself from an old cycle for a new cycle. One that's more peaceful, I'd say, with Temperance. And yeah, obviously that's to do with emotions as well. I suppose that's why the menstrual related stuff came up too. You could be freeing yourself from menstrual or fertility issues. Right, we've got Six of Wands, and was it reversed? Up, okay. Six of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. So it looks like over September you'll be doing some sort of work that it looks like it's going to be successful, to be honest. Whether it is internal or there's physical aspects to it, that's going to free you from an old cycle or old reality and put you into a new one that should, in theory, be more peaceful. Could be arguments involved, or someone could, as a thought, someone could literally blow up. It could be you, like if you have if you've held your tongue on a specific matter for a long time, you could blow up and that could free you. Like when you have an outburst because you've had enough. That's one possibility, and it just frees you of the burdens. It feels a little bit strange saying it, but say if you did blow up over something, and obviously you'll know if this resonates with you, it could gain you respect somehow. Like, say, one example would be, say if you were an activist or something, or you were speaking out about something important and you'd had enough, it could gain you more respect. Right, let's put these out of the way and we'll look at that Hierophant. So we're looking at the Hierophant now as a past energy. This, I would guess that this is what's been holding you back. Let's see what else comes out. So old rules, old structures, considering the Towers there. It's prevented, whatever it is, it's prevented change with the Death card being in reverse, and it may have sapped you of your strength as well, or you may not have felt strong enough or brave enough to deal with it in the past. May have been draining. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the change, necessary change. Or indicating things, yeah, it's indicating things needed to change. Because of the Eight of Cups being there, that's where you need to make the decision. Like, you're emotionally done with it, but it's like now you need to take a full moon again. I think that was prominent in Aquarius's reading. So yeah, absolutely, if you feel like it, look up what you need to on that new moon at the beginning of September, and the full moon that, as I said, I believe it's on the 18th of September. One more. The Chariot, it's really something, that Hierophant, whatever that Hierophant represents for you, whether it's rules, a person, a dictator, whatever it is, that's really held things back, held you back, held things back. But there's the need for change. I don't know if this is on a bigger scale as well, whether it could be like political or something, or institutional. It feels like it could be a bigger, like if you worked for a massive organization. Why am I feeling NHS? Could be to do with the NHS, but any big organization or institution, it could even be relating with your place in that as well, because it feels big. Or even if it's old family structures or community structures, cultural structures, it does. I'm getting a feeling that for at least someone here, it feels bigger than just one person. But it stopped progression, it stopped freedom, it stopped movement. I'm getting the term a prisoner in my own home as well, or someone felt like a prisoner in their own home. Let's look at the Page of Pentacles. So we're looking at that as a challenge. Well, it's restrictive. It means that you can't plant a new seed. There's a restriction on someone's learning as well, or to someone's learning. Like, it may have kept you in... it could have kept someone ignorant, is one thing that's come into mind. or prevented them from learning more or progressing in some way. You know, like a bunch of things are coming in. Like if someone prevented another person that they're close to from studying something is one simple example. Right, so let's, yeah, knowledge. There's something about knowledge here, isn't there? Preventing someone. Wow, okay. High Priestess, Page of Swords. That would be knowledge. So someone's may have been prevented from, or maybe being prevented from knowing something, because this is a current challenge, isn't it? And that would stop them from progressing. So you got the Queen of Pentacles, and there can be a whole self-worth thing in there as well. Like if like we've got hidden enemies there, say if someone keeps getting into someone's head, I'm surprised the Seven of Swords isn't out. It could come out. It impacts someone's sense of self-worth and security. So we've got the Judgment card. Yeah, someone may be, the challenge is so the challenge can be overcoming that lack of knowledge or information to move forward and take physical action to something. But the calling is there. The calling is there to take action. The Five of Wands feels like the action, but obviously it's a challenge as well. The call to action. Part of that challenge as well with the Queen of Pentacles being there, maybe feeling secure enough and like you have enough to overcome the challenge too, whether it is self-worth or physical resources or something. Let's do the Eight of Cups. Here it's going to be an external influence. So what do we need to know about that? I would say one thing that comes to mind is something that makes you feel like you want to leave. But the Eight of Cups can also represent something, what's missing. Like when you ask yourself, well, what's missing? And again, that thing about information, knowledge, truth, that comes up as well with that as an external influence. Nine of Wands. I am getting a lot of intense stuff coming up now. Even the concept of like modern slavery is coming to mind with that Nine of Wands. It's like keeping someone down, like keeping someone down on their knees. Right, we've got the, oh, okay. Your reading's quite intense, Gemini. I get the concept with the Ace of Cups and the Four of Pentacles of someone withholding love as one thing that comes in. So again, if this is in relation to someone's home or family, that some people withholding love from each other can have a massive impact. There's also the concept, I'm getting a bunch of different messages, someone being prevented from expressing themselves and or feeling like they can't express themselves as well. Let's get one more. Well, with this kind of energy, of course, you're going to want to create a new reality or a new cycle, because that's, yeah, the Devil, it's a restriction. So the Eight of Cups overall, it's a bunch of different stuff, to be honest, but it's what's missing. It's something, it feels like whatever's been missing, whether it is information or love or whatever. And it's also something that would have made you feel like you need to escape and leave it behind. As an external influence, this could represent a person, that Devil card. So could the Four of Pentacles, to be honest. Let's look at that Five of Swords, which I said was hidden. Is it even a hidden enemy, to be honest? It says it's what you need to acknowledge more or be more aware of. So it could be something that you're completely oblivious to, or just something that is significant and you need to realize it's more significant than you actually do realize. So Five of Swords. Oh, here we go with this guy. So you know this Magician, if you've seen my other readings, you know that sometimes this person comes up as, yeah, it's giving that, today it's giving that energy, that creepy, manipulative energy, can potentially be narcissistic, like the kind of narcissist where they'd be, if they got a diagnosis, they would actually, the psychologist or whoever would say you're a narcissist. Yeah, it's with some horrible cards. We've got the Magician, Five of Pentacles, yeah, the energy of keeping someone being kept down. So whether this represents a literal person, an institution, a set of rules, whatever. It's an energy that manipulates and tricks. And as I said, I did ask about the Seven of Swords. It hasn't come up yet, but it might as well be the Seven of Swords. It's giving me a headache, actually. It is the Five of Swords. It feels, with these cards, it feels like a nasty energy. And I think there's something about needing to be more aware of that, or acknowledge it more, or take more action against it, to be honest. But it's something that keeps someone down. This could, Five of Swords could even represent depression or mental health issues, because that's an enemy as well, isn't it? It, as I say, it doesn't have to be a physical person. It's meant, the swords are mental health, can be mental health. And the Magician, it's like your own mind tricks you too. Let's see what else has come out. So we've got the Nine of Cups, Hierophant. Let me get one for the Hierophant, just out of curiosity. It just feels like something that keeps you from your joy and satisfaction. And thriving as well. Keeps people from thriving. So we've got the King of Cups, Two of Wands, Eight of Wands. Let's get one more. It's giving, with that Three of Swords, it's kind of giving a manipulative energy. But the thing I'm getting as well with that Hierophant, if this is a person in power or a person who has heavy influence, it's like they had the choice. They have the choice of whether they can use that power and that influence to be supportive, like a King of Cups. Obviously, the King of Cups, usually reversed, it could potentially be manipulative, but they can either use that power to be helpful, supportive, a brilliant advisor. They can choose to use that to empower people. I'm getting a bit of an empowered vibe from the Eight of Wands, or they can use that to keep people down and bring them down. And yeah, it's a choice. So it's like, it's almost like it's a conscious choice. And even if it's mental health, it's like, this is it's a really complex thing, isn't it? Because mental health is difficult. I've said a million times, I've experienced severe depression. But it's almost like your brain can either keep you down, or your brain can be in a more happy mode. And it's complex. I can't even get into mental health. I'm not a psychologist, but it's like, you could be either or. You could be the happy side or the depressed side, and somehow your brain, when you're depressed, it goes down to the dark side. Okay, I'm not an expert, so I'll leave that there. But yeah, it's like the Hierophant, it's like they have a choice. The Hierophant has a choice. So let's look at the potential future energies with this. It's giving me quite a headache, actually. It feels really heavy. So let's get the other deck for that. Potential future energies with this, please. Yeah. It's going to end. It may be a painful ending or a difficult ending, but it's going to end. That cycle, the shitty cycle, is going to end as a future energy, whether it's you that does it or someone else that does it. The one thing I can say, if it's not you that ends it, if somebody else ends the shitty cycle, or the universe ends it for you, you're going to go down fighting with that Ten of Swords in the hand. That's someone that's gone down fighting. Guidance, please. New opportunity, planting a new seed. There's something about time as well, timing or time or something with the Ace of Pentacles too, as guidance. It could be saying that the time is now. That's come up a few times with readings this month. See what comes up for that Ten of Swords. What else do we need to know about the Ten of Swords, please? So we've got the Moon, the Five of Cups, Six of Pentacles. So I feel like the Moon is sort of saying here that everything that you need to know will come out. What's in the dark will come out into the light. Again, the Moon is there, so the Moon cycles could be really significant here. There probably is going to be a grieving period, and I'm not literally talking about death necessarily, although I generally don't predict death. Like, I've literally chosen, my agreement is I don't want to predict death. So if there is anything death related here, it would be something that people are already aware of. Like, you know, if someone had a terminal illness or something, it would be more likely to be along those kind of lines, or something where you knew someone wasn't going to survive something. It would be that, if that is involved here. There's something here about someone not having any more to give. That's just reminded me of that song, No More Fucks to Give. I think I posted it on the community page a while ago. I can't remember who it was for. It could have been you, actually, Gemini, or was it Taurus? But that comes to mind, the no more fucks to give, but also just the concept of no more to give. Whether it's you not giving to a situation anymore, a situation not giving to you, however you want to take it. But as I say, overall, it's the ending. Let's see what else comes up. But everything will be revealed. Everything you need to know will be revealed, and it will come to an end. Ten of Swords is back there. Yeah, it's going to come to an end. However, so you may need time to recover and heal from that. And once that happens, once you've recovered, however long you need for that, whether it is mental time or physical time to recover, you'll be ready for the new cycle, for the new journey, the new reality. Let's get the Ace of Pentacles. Look at the Ace of Pentacles. So that is the guidance for you. Get ready. I think be mentally prepared. If nothing else, be mentally prepared for a new beginning, a new cycle. Three of Cups. Celebration. It feels like a celebration there, because if you're going into a new cycle, yep, another card to confirm new opportunity. It may be something with other people, and in the new cycle you may feel more supported, or because it's advice, it may be guiding you to get support to go into the new cycle, or work together with people, combine your efforts. You've got the King of Cups there, which can be a supportive energy as well. You might need guidance actually on how to change things. But very support. You've got 1, 2, 3 cards of support there. If it's not you being supportive to others, you might be getting the support, or it's asking you to seek support. And to self-nurture as well comes to mind. Take care of yourself. We've got the Hanged Man, 5 of Swords. I would say be careful who you get the guidance from if you're getting advice from people. But with the Hanged Man next to the 5 of Swords, and me talking about needing support, the Hanged Man and this 5 of Swords can represent some degree of stubbornness. You know, like if you're trying to figure it out all out on your own, it's like, no, you could, yes, obviously think for yourself and do your best, but it comes to a point where sometimes you genuinely do need support to figure out how to resolve a problem or to change things. You can't do it all by yourself. Let's get one more for that 5 of Swords, and then I'll get you final oracle card to wrap the reading up. So still giving support energies. You've got the King of Pentacles, who I feel can be really supportive. The Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, yeah. I feel like it's about getting support. Be prepared to go into a new cycle and to plant a new seed or a new reality as well. However, support I think will be important here, and feeling supported. Let's get you a final oracle card from the Unicorns deck. This is the oddest Unicorns deck ever, but I love the artwork in this. What's the final advice for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising? I nearly said riding there. I don't know where. I think Uranus has gone retrograde. I don't know why I feel this is relevant, and I haven't got... Okay, just let me pause one moment. Okay, Gemini. So yeah, I know that Uranus is going retrograde. I had to check my moon calendar, my moon diary for when that is. It's going to be on Sunday, the 1st of September. I was just checking to see what sign it's in. I think it looks like it's in Taurus. But I don't know why I feel that the whole thing about creating a new reality, that might be significant for you with Uranus going retrograde in Taurus. So I don't know if you'd want to check what house that is happening in for you. It feels significant, and I'm not an astrologer, as I've said multiple times, but something about that feels really significant. So you might want to look into that, and that might help somehow. I'm not sure how, but it feels relevant. So it's coming up, so it's got to be for a reason. Right, so Right, this is your final guidance. You have the Simplicity card. I feel like I've never seen that card before in this deck. I mean, I typically do. Oh, wow, look at that reality in there. It's like a different world, isn't it? With the, so it's like it looks like Tinkerbell actually. That is a bit of a different reality, but it says not a stone, simplicity, and it's a 10. Well, a 10, hang on, not a 9, 10, yeah, a 10 or a 1. So it's the ending of something, and then you start back at 1, don't you? Who got start back at 1? Leo. Yeah, Leo got that title. That's going to be the title of their video because it was like 1 step forward, 2 steps back for them. Interesting, very interesting card. Yeah, as I say, I don't use this deck that often because it's so odd. Well, it's not just that, but you know, you have some decks you connect with more than others, and this is the one. It's not one that I connect with as well as others. So, but let's get the book and see what that says for you. So, not a stone, simplicity. If your life has been complicated, the next cycle may be a lot more simple for you. So it says, the transformation part says, kick it up the street or weed around it in the garden. Stub your toe or take an extra careful step. Oh, this thing, it's just a rock. It just took millions of years to form and lays the foundation of every building I've ever known. Wait, could this be a miracle? Suddenly even the tiniest pebble is significant. The humble and simple rock takes on a new shape because a rock can transform into a rock unicorn. It's just a matter of acknowledging the beauty of the little things every day. The meditation says, imagine you are very small, sitting among the blades of grass. The unicorn rock appears, though but a pebble. She looks at you and laughs. Are you remembering the little things? The affirmation says, there is magic in the simple life. The little things mean so much. The action says, a popular trend has arisen in the world of art and gardening. It is the joy of painted rocks. Paint some stones with colourful designs and spread them around your town in your travels. On the back, place your contact information or social media handle. See how far they go. Those simple little rocks can journey far. More magical than we truly know. Okay, so take that as it's relevant for you. That's the end of the reading. That's all I have to say. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks for mid-month check-ins. Hopefully September progresses well for you. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great week and have a great day. Take care.